Now available in paperback and e-readers, John Haynes, Godbreaker. The man who rules the world takes on the Asgardian god of thunder in this action-packed, all-new John Haynes series adventure. Get your copy of John Haynes, Godbreaker in paperback and e-readers at online booksellers everywhere. One of my viewers, a young brother, wanted me to talk about a disturbing double standard he has noticed regarding black men and white and non-black women. Now, this viewer has been doing some weightlifting and they've put on about 13.8 pounds of lean muscle, and as they've put on this lean muscle, they find that they have been treated differently by people in society. Now, he says he was first, as he believed, stopped by a sheriff's deputy, and it was the first time he was stopped in his life because they saw a muscular black man. And he also said that as he was working at his job, 3 women came in and started fawning over him like he was a celebrity. And he also noticed that when he was in the gym, women were starting to look to get near him. Now, he says as he was lifting dumbbells one time, a blonde girl was standing close to him, and the situation basically, if it was reversed, he would have went to jail. And he also said as he was working out, he had made eye contact with this girl and her friend, and she basically wanted to get near him. And he wondered about this double standard as related to men. He says the women basically were sitting there lusting after him as a muscular black man, but if he were to do the same thing, the women would say he was objectifying them and would look to go out here and possibly get criminal charges put on him. Now, what the viewer doesn't really understand is that a lot of times when it comes down to people, whenever they see a black man making progress in his life that's positive, they look to give that black man a hard time as related to law enforcement and other white men, because those white and non-black men are jealous of seeing a black man, especially a black man who's out here and getting himself together as related to his physical appearance and also as related to his health, because they are uncomfortable about seeing a black man in shape, a black man with good health. That makes many of these races uncomfortable because they want to see black men at the bottom of the world. However, when it comes to the women, a lot of times when it comes to those women, they don't see the black man as a man, because if he was, in the case of a white man who had similar muscles, they would be, again, not only checking for that man, but they'd be seeing him as a person, because they would see him as someone they would respect and regard. But in the case of a black man, a lot of times when those women are looking at that black man, they're not seeing him as a man. No, they're seeing him as a sexual fetish that has been presented in society ever since the days of slavery. Now, ever since the days of slavery, the black man has been presented as a sexual fetish for white and non-black women, and the entire narrative as related to the black man was that he would be this lean, muscular black man, and he would have a large penis, and that large penis would be able to satisfy the white or non-black woman in ways that a white man's penis could not satisfy them. And that leads to a lot of white and non-black women being extremely curious when they get in the presence of a black man, especially a muscular, fit black man. Whenever they get in the presence of a muscular and fit black man, what happens with a lot of these women is that they start imagining that whole fantasy that they have regarding the black man and the sexual fetish that the white supremacists created ever since the days of slavery as related to his sexual prowess. And as they imagine this whole image of this black man, they start imagining ideas about wanting to get with this black man and look to get with this black man because they basically see him as a sexual object, but they'll sit there and say, oh, this man would be objectifying them, when ironically what they're doing is objectifying that black man themselves. And they're objectifying that black man based on, again, narratives that they were told by the white supremacist slave master. The white supremacist slave master basically told everyone this whole story about black men having more sexual prowess and being, again, this wild, sexually deviant individual. And again, this triggers a lot of lust in some white and non-black women, triggers some lust in them when they see a muscular black man, and usually when they see a certain type of black man, usually like they see in the adult films, where they see this big muscular black man with a bald head, and basically again fitting that whole narrative that they have as related to the slaves of the antebellum South. This triggers again a lot of women to think about the fetish that they have for black men, and as they have this fetish for black men, this is what makes them act in the way that they act lustfully towards that black man. As they see that black man, they see a way to again be pleasured by this man, and they want to again possibly have that pleasure, whether it be in a sexual fantasy or in the case of some women, they will basically again go up to that guy and start feeling on his muscles, or they'll start feeling on other parts of his body, or in some who are really bold, they'll invite him to again go into the, if they're at a gym, go into the bathroom, or basically invite him over to his house for a protein shake. And I don't mean the protein shake coming from some powder. No, it's coming from the carbon rod. Again, these women basically again want to see what the fantasy is like, and they want to see if this black man will meet all of the fantasies they've heard regarding black men. They want to see if this black man will be able to pleasure them as related to the fantasies they've been told, as related to society, and that's what they're doing as related to that black man. And what they're doing is, again, like the viewer has understood, again, they are objectifying the black man and fetishizing the black man. They are not seeing the black man as a person. No, they basically see him as somebody to basically be an object in their fantasies, no different than the beta male who basically, again, sees women as fantasies. They don't really see a person as a person, and they just want to see that fantasy come to life. And again, this is what they're doing as, again, acting like this. Again, and the sad part is that in our gynocentric society, these women think it's okay to do this to a black man. Again, they won't do it to a white man because that white man will let them know how hypocritical they are as related to the objectification of men. But in our white supremacist society, it's okay to do this to a black man because they don't see a black man as a person. They don't see a black man as a person because according to our Constitution, again, at one time they considered a black person to be 3/5 of a person until the 13th Amendment. And since they considered a black person to be 3/5 of a person or property, they feel it's okay to objectify that black man as related to their fantasies and their fetishes. And they feel it's okay to go out here and objectify that black man and not see him as a human being who has a right to be treated with respect. That's what's been going, that's what the viewer is experiencing. Again, when these women are looking at him, they're looking at him as, again, an object in their fantasies. But the sad part is that this is a double standard, because if this man, again, were to be standing next to a woman like this, she would be calling the police on him. And if women were out here, again, looking at this, he was looking at them that way, they would be calling the manager of that gym, calling him and saying, we need to get this guy up out of here. I mean, if he acted like this, he would basically be considered a bad guy. But when these women do it, it's considered okay. But that's sadly part of the gynocentric society we're in. And a lot of guys, again, go along with this because this is a way for them to get some easy draws. Again, a lot of guys will go along with this and go, okay, these chicks are checking for me, so what I'm going to do is go out here, and if they're checking for me and they're available, I'm going to go out here and, again, get access to those easy draws. and basically get them to drop the skid mark jockey thong, get a taste of the waist from the special place, and again call it a day. But this guy says that they don't really, I'm realizing that they don't like him, but they just like him for his body. And again, this is what's going to happen when you go out here and work on yourself as a black man. But you have to understand what's going on here is that people are not reacting to you as a black man. They're reacting to the fetishes and fantasies that they have. They're reacting to those fantasies and fetishes that they have regarding black men. A lot of these women basically are wanting that taste of chocolate, but they don't want the social stigma as related to the taste of chocolate. And what they want to do is go out here and get a taste of the chocolate, of the chocolate candy bar between the black man's legs. They want to have that feeling of that black man, again, going up in them. But the whole thing is they don't want to go out here and really act on it in public. They want to do this in private. But the whole thing is that what these women are doing is fetishizing a black man. And the whole thing is that a lot of people, again, as related to white and non-black males and females, they have issues with a black man, again, because they related to slavery, again, because the idea of when you get in shape, they see you not as a person, but as what they call a black buck, a big, strong black man with a big penis. Again, that's what they see black men as. Again, when they see a certain type of black man, they want to see stereotypes come to life. And the sad part is that the viewer, again, he's not I'm trying to give him an understanding of this. I want him to understand what's going on. Again, these chicks basically, again, they're checking because they want this fetish. And again, they see a big black man and they see a black man who they want to be able to see their fantasies come to life. And that's what's going on. Again, with the white guys, all of them see you not as a person, but as something that fits into their world. And again, they want to fit you into the world as related to their narrative, but they don't see who you are as a person and a human being. And that's the thing that's really sad about this. It's okay, I would say it's a triple standard. It's okay to objectify a black man. It's okay to dehumanize a black man. And it's something that's done in white supremacist society. But if that same black man were to do this, the police would be coming at him. And that's the whole tragedy of this whole situation. Now, this was a video requested by one of my viewers. And if you want to request a video, you can send a donation to the PayPal or the Cash App for a minimum of $15. And I'll make that video for you. And if you want to check out some of my books on the SJS Direct Imprint, you can find those books on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format. You can also find them at other online booksellers like Draft Digital, Google Play, Barnes & Noble, and big box retailers like Walmart and Target. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe. Now available in paperback and e-readers, John Haynes, Illuminati, the man who rules the world, takes on the head of the global elite in this all-new action-packed John Haynes series adventure. Get your copy of John Haynes' Illuminati in paperback and e-readers at Amazon.com and online booksellers everywhere. Now available in paperback and e-readers, John Haynes, A Thorn in My Side. The man who rules the world takes on an agent from the CIA, from the Black Boule, in this all-new John Haynes series adventure. Get your copy of John Haynes' A Thorn in My Side in paperback and e-readers at online booksellers everywhere. Now available in paperback and e-readers, Esteemed Season of the Witch Girl. The aspiring angel takes on a wicked teenage witch in this action-packed, all-new Esteemed series adventure. Pick up your copy of Esteemed Season of the Witch Girl in paperback and e-readers at online booksellers today. Support Black-owned and Black-operated digital broadcast media. www.niceradionetwork.com. Nice Radio Network, broadcasting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.